Hello, welcome back to Kim Reads as we continue with Wicked. Chapter 4 of Galinda. When the second semester began, Galinda was still saddled with Elphaba as a roomie. She makes a brief protest to Madame Morrible, but the head would allow no shifting, no rearranging. Far too upsetting for my other girl, she said, unless you'd like to be removed to the pink dormitory. Your Alma Clutch seems, to my watchful eye, to be recovering from ailments you described when we first met. Perhaps now she is up to overseeing 15 girls. No, said Galinda quickly. There are recurrences from time to time, but I don't mention it. I don't like to be a bother. How thoughtful, said Madame Morrible. Bless you, sweet thing. Now, my dear, I thought we might take a moment, as long as you've come for a chat, to discuss your academic plans for next fall. As you know, second year is when girls choose their specialties. Have you given it any thought? Very little, said Galinda. Frankly, I thought my talents would just emerge and make it clear I should try natural science, or the arts, or sorcery, or perhaps even history. I don't think I'm cut out for ministerial work. I'm not surprised that one such as you should be in doubt, said Madame Morrible, which wasn't greatly encouraging to Galinda. But may I suggest sorcery? You could be very good at it. I pride myself on knowing that sort of thing. I'll think about it, said Galinda, though her early appetite for sorcery had once she heard what a grind it was to learn spells, and worse, to understand them. In the event you choose sorcery, it might, just might, be possible for you to find a new roomie, said Madame Morrible, given that Miss Elphaba has told me her interests lie in the natural sciences. Oh, well then, I certainly will give it a great deal of thought, said Galinda. She struggled with unnamed conflicts within her. Madame Morrible, for all her upper-class diction and fabulous wardrobe, seemed just a tad, dangerous, as if her big public smile were composed of light glancing of knives and lances, as if her deep voice masked the rumbling of distant explosions. Galinda always felt as if she couldn't see the whole picture. It was disconcerting, and to her credit, at least Galinda felt inside herself the ripping apart of some valuable fabric. Was it integrity? When she sat in Madame Morrible's parlor and drank the perfect tea. For the sister, I hear, is eventually coming to Shiz, concluded Madame Morrible a few minutes later, as if silence had not intervened, and several tasty biscuits. Because there's nothing I can do to stop it, and that I understand would be dreadful. You would not like it. The sister, being as she is, undoubtedly spending much time in Miss Elphaba's room being tended to. She smiled wanly. A puff of powdery aroma came forward from the flank of her neck, almost as if Madame Morrible could somehow dispense a pleasant personal odor at will. The sister being as she is, Madame Morrible tutted and wagged her head back and forth as she saw Galinda to the door. Miserable, really, but I suppose we shall put together and cope. That is sorority, isn't it? The head grasped her shawl and put a gentle hand on Galinda's shoulder. Galinda shivered and was sure Madame Morrible felt it too, but the head never registered a sign of it. By then, my use of sorority, how ironic, too witty, giving a long time, of course, a wide enough brain. There is nothing said or done ever that isn't ironic to the end. She squeezed Galinda's shoulder blade as if she were a bicycle handle, almost harder than was for a proper woman to do. We can only hope, that the sister comes with some veils of her own. But that's a year yet. Meanwhile, we have time. Think about sorcery, will you? Do. Now goodbye, my pet, and fresh dreams. Galinda walked back to her room slowly, wondering what Elphaba's sister was like to provoke those catty remarks about veils. She wanted to ask Elphaba, but she couldn't think of how to do it. She didn't have the nerve. That's the end of that chapter. See you later.